And we're live. People, deluded. I'm back again. I even see a gal busting a little dance as the stream was about to begin, man. You saying, my guy? I think are you muted?
Yeah, rookie mistake.
Oh,
Listen.
don't you know I get paranoid with the technical difficulties, man. But
Yeah,
guys,
my
I
bad,
thought
my
it was
bad.
me.
You know what I was dancing? I just seen this. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Yeah, bring it. I love this. Is why I love a guy on the platform, man. He's here for the
I've
carnage.
seen this. Listen, you know, last time we were live, I told everybody, stay calm. Liverpool drop points. We win. It's 2 points.
I'm
Guess
so
what
happy he
happened?
started. Take it away. Let me shut up. Take it away.
Guess what
Send me what you're
happened?
sending me, but take it away.
Listen, I told everybody on the last show, exact words, stay calm. Liverpool drop points. We win. We're 2 points behind them. Game on. We have easier fixtures going forward. And what I'm just sending you right now is my opening statement. This is why I told everyone, calm down.
We're gonna
Calm
look at the
down.
fixtures as well, but
Don't
take it
get
away,
too
man. This is
high.
your segment.
Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Understand. You might call me deluded on a couple of days. You might call some people doomers on the other days. But the reality is, the truth is somewhere in the middle. It was never
Facts.
gone after 6 games. It was never over after 6 games. And now it's never been more back, in my opinion, with the fact that they dropped points and we picked up points. So if you go to the actual Opta tweet, that's the main point. The Opta tweet, you look at who's number one at the bottom of the table with the lowest difficulty fixtures, and then
Us,
look at who's second from top with the
Liverpool.
hardest second hardest fixtures. And this was basically what I was saying. There's easier fixtures coming. I know some of these games are the games where we dropped points last season, but I do expect Arsenal to now be playing teams that play against low blocks. We'll have more of the possession. We should still find ways to unlock them. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I think even the biggest Arsenal haters and like Jason Cundy on Talk Sport are even starting to look at us and be like, you know what? I think this is their year.
Should we calm down though? Let me be devil's advocate. Should we calm down? Because I agree with you in that we all knew when we all saw pre-season with Arsenal fans in it. Like we win a game, we're amazing. We lose a game, we're shit. You are right in that, a few weeks ago, even last week's not fair because we played Newcastle, but the week before that, Liverpool are running away with it. They're finding a way to win. It's all over for Arsenal. Now it's kind of flipped, and it does feel like, including myself, stars are aligning. Liverpool have lost their last 2 games in all comps. Should we calm down then?
No. I think it's fair to say, as fans, we're gonna get excited when we win games, and we're gonna get down and a little bit down when we lose games. The honest truth is, just take it game by game, and come April, May, when it's the end of the season, we will have the picture will be clear. But right now, the reason why I am the way I am is because I have been hearing people dooming and glooming for the last couple of weeks, saying this is the worst start in Arsenal's history under Arteta for the last 4 years, and now we're sitting here 9 games, one draw, one win.
Ain't it 1 point less than
But
last season? I could be wrong on that.
what? No, my point is one draw, one loss, and we are 2 points ahead of what we had last season, and we're
That's what
better
I'm
off.
saying. When you look at the data, and I know it's kind of out of context, that's what I mean. And think at a point I think before the Newcastle game, we only had 1 point less than last year or something like that. So that's where I agree with you in that people are allowed to be happy, sad, talk about concerns, talk about reasons to be optimistic. You say every game's a cup final and all of that, but just calm down. But Egal, I say it to you every stream, like asking football fans, much less Arsenal fans, to calm down. You got more hope trying
No,
to get
but if you want to ask
championship.
them to be, if you there's a certain set of the fan base, if you ask them to be angry, they'll be angry on a dime.
1,000,000%,
They,
100%.
I'm just saying, calm the hell down. Yesterday, I had to fight people. 2 days ago on Dad's channel, I had to fight people telling them
Big
they
up,
want to
Dan.
send Ethan on loan. I'm like, what are we doing?
That's
We
something to consider in Jan if he's not playing, but it's too early for all of that kind of talk. You can have the indirect conversations, but it's too early for all those conversations, man. But
I was
football's
hearing
an
people
emotional
saying
game.
at the beginning of the summer, why is Martinelli staying? He's gonna be upset that there's so many players. Martinelli spoke yesterday after the game. You know what he said? For the national team, I have Rafinha, Vinny, and Rodrigo. For Arsenal, now
He
to
said that
have
a
this
couple
kind
of
of
times.
challenge, for now to have this kind of challenge at Arsenal, it challenges me more to be a better player, just like it does for Brazil. And it's like, this is what I want to hear from players. I don't want to hear, oh, people saying, oh, he wants to leave now that he's not going to play every week. Get out of here.
It
Too much
doesn't
doom
make
and
sense.
gloom. And right here, the reason why I started with this deluded, to all the people saying, "Oh my God, Liverpool's gonna run away with it. It's gonna be October once again. The league's gonna be over. Oh my God, after the Newcastle game, it could be 8 points. Oh my God, we're never gonna catch them." Shut your mouths. Shut your mouths and Newcastle kiss my shoe. We dunked on your head top.
We're gonna get like hold on fire on Newcastle. We're going to speak about Newcastle because that is something I'm happy you're here. But I want to focus on this since you brought it up, yeah. Do you think there's more pressure on us then? Because we've got on paper the statistics thing says it's easier set of fixtures than Liverpool. So is there more pressure on us then?
Pressure makes diamonds, bro. The reality is
Or
there's
versus
gonna be because we haven't won. There's always going to be pressure on Arsenal because we haven't won. All of our players are not world class, or they're not the best in their class, and the manager is not rated, and Arsenal is not going to win the league. Not because Liverpool and City are good. It's just because Arsenal haven't done it for the last 2 years, and we don't know if they can do it. So to me, we're fighting narratives that can only be broken in May. What's the point of me mentioning it now?
Or
I'm
maybe
sorry.
February at the very earliest if you get a trophy over the line, but that ain't gonna shut people up. I
Hey,
hope we get to the League Cup final, but we're dreaming.
Unpopular conversation. We need to compete for every trophy. We have the squad.
That's not unpopular. 100% we do.
No, because when I say that, I'm told I'm deluded. I'm this. I'm not. The reality is we have the squad where we can.
Because you said it then. Because what's wrong with that?
That's what I mean when I say
what the hell's wrong with that? Out of all the takes the gals had, then I've disagreed. I agree with plenty, but I've also disagreed with plenty. Saying competing for 4 trophies, yeah, that's just because you said it. They're shooting the messenger versus listening to the message. Then
yeah, because we have the squad where we can rotate and play in the Champions League like we did yesterday, rotate and play in the League Cup like we did the week before, and still have solid performances. And I look at the guys on the bench, and I look at the guys wearing street clothes, and I'm like, boy, we have 2 11s plus the bench.
I know what you're referring to when obviously the bench, but when they pander, and I think it's Hincapie, Jesus, Havertz, Noni, there might be one person I'm missing out. You're like, it's like we ain't been here before. When have we had this level of depth? We've been dealing with injuries from the start of the year. There's obviously concerns around that, but we're finally moving confident.
You know something? Shots fired at a certain idiot, but he was saying, "Oh, this is the worst I've ever felt as an Arsenal fan." Shut up.
That's crazy. That whoever said that, you're moving mad, because we've had times we've been down in the dumps. I don't know about that. I cannot.
40 years old saying that too. I was shocked.
That's an emotional comment to make. If this is the worst you felt, not the 8-2s, not the, I was at the Emirates, for example. We talk about this all the time, where the whole Xhaka thing, the numerous times we got slapped by Bayern, being 8th. We've therefore had darker times than this.
Bro, the Europa League final was dark.
Europa League final, Champions League final.
Bristol City, when we didn't win a trophy for 8 years and we lost that one.
Not the Birmingham. I'm sure we've gone out. Do you remember that period? Yeah, we used to play Nottingham Forest in the cups, and it went left. With them kind of periods, there's definitely been dark.
I remember in the league going to Bournemouth every year and getting slapped.
Yeah, even that.
But
so people need to calm down.
I meant Birmingham City. Yeah, that's a crazy statement. Listen, honestly, there's certain people out here that got to get sent for, because they're going to be celebrating the league when we win it, but they're going to be all doom and gloom when things are down and about. I don't like that.
Egal's entered this on smoke. This is the smokiest I've ever seen him in the open in 9 minutes. I can't lie.
I don't like that.
What are you saying for this then? Because this is a good thing from Roy. Big up yourself, Roy. We dropped a lot of points against mid-table teams last season. So that's what I mean. Is the pressure on us? Oh, is it as rosy as it looks? Because they do say every game's a cup final, all that stuff, Egal.
You see this key? You see this key? The car key? That's Odegaard. You see the other key? Where's the other key? Oh, here it is. That's Bukayo Saka. We got keys to unlock doors now. We got keys. You guys don't need to stress. We got the keys. Before, it was a thing where it's like when they shut up shop, they pray the haram ball, they do what they need to do against us. We struggle until Trossard comes off the bench or makes something happen, or Martinelli comes off the bench and makes something happen. But now I look at the starting 11 and I see keys everywhere, people who can just unlock doors for us. And also, when the doors are locked and we need a battering ram, we now have Gyökeres who can just bully ball somebody out of the way and open up doors that weren't there before. When Havertz comes back, he could do the same thing. When Jesus is there, he'll do it with style. He won't necessarily he'll nicky nine door. He'll knock on the door, run, and come back. That's the kind of guy he is. Honestly,
what did you call it? What did you wait? Cut the chat. What did you call it? What did you call knock that ninja?
You don't call that nicky nine door. You knock on the door.
What?
Nicky nine door. Nicky nine door. So basically, you're knocking on the door, you run away, and then you see.
I'm sorry, Canadians, cut that out. Nicky nine door. Who made that? It's not that ginger.
That's what it's called. That's
If you
what we
didn't do
call
the
it.
knocking the door example, I would have been like, "What is he talking?"
You don't call it that when you're a kid.
No,
You knock on
hey,
so
chat.
it's
Have you ever heard it referred to as that?
hey,
You know,
that's what I called it when I grew up. I grew up in Toronto, Canada. That's what we called it.
hey,
I don't know.
Canadians are crazy.
Maybe it's called something else, but we knock on the door and you dash and then
Yeah,
you sneak
knockdown ginger. Like you knock on the door and then you get out of there, obviously. Like,
yeah,
and
it's
then we
funny.
changed it into knockdown, don't run as well, which we used to play, which is kind of stupid. Like you just don't run. What do you make of this comment? Too early in the season to be just confident that Arsenal win the PL. If we had beaten City and Liverpool, maybe. There's a lot of football left to play. We need to be more consistent in our performances. Shout out the moderator BG. What do you say to that,
Hey,
Egal?
BG, it's not about the confidence that I have in Arsenal winning the Premier League. It's the confidence that I have that Arsenal have more solutions to solve problems than other teams. I look over at City, I look over at Liverpool, I see their defensive concerns, and I say to myself, do they have enough to solve all their issues? If there's an injury, if they're continuously playing these guys throughout the whole season, and we're already starting to see Liverpool have injury concerns with Allison, having injury concerns with Ekitike, they still haven't gelled. City, they did not look good the first couple games. They're now starting to pick up form. I just don't have the same level of confidence that they will find as much solutions, even though their managers are great and they've won the league in the past. I just look at my squad and I say to myself, this squad is good enough where we're going to win the league. It's more a belief in the squad rather than arrogance or cockiness. It's confidence in what I'm seeing on a week-to-week basis. And what's confirming it for me is when we go to the bench, we have Odegaard coming off the bench. We have Saka and Eze coming off the bench. We have
Manieri's not even in the squad.
Martinelli and Trossard coming off the bench, making a difference in the Champions League. I'm just looking over and I'm saying to myself, if the starting 11 is not right, the bench is so good that I have no doubt we can win any game. I'm not saying
There's
we're
no
going to win
excuses not
every
to win a
game.
trophy, man, this year.
Yeah.
I can't lie, man.
So
It'd be a shame.
don't confuse confidence and belief in the team with cockiness and arrogance that I think we're going to run away with it. In no way do I think that we're going to run away with it. I just do think currently we're in a better situation than the rest of them, and the window's closed. They can't change anything.
Do you think it's open season? Because obviously, like a few weeks ago, like you rightly said, somebody said, "Oh, it's all over for Arsenal." Now people are seeing more of a chance. The same kind of rhetoric, maybe with Liverpool. City are still there mathematically. They're probably seen as third of a three-horse race. Like, where do you look at City, and not even just City? Like, is it just those three teams, or do you see like a dark horse? Because I don't want to let. I'll be real with you. Egal, I think Chelsea are getting away with murder because we all saw what was said during the summer and how they can do this and that. Boy, they're getting away with murder. You lot are part of the title challenge. If you lot don't win the title, like if Arsenal don't, or City or Liverpool, the three of the four that don't is bottling. Everybody's going down with us. Keep it true and keep it fair. But like, yeah, what do you make of City and if there's another dark horse in addition to Arsenal and Liverpool?
You see, Chelsea, I gave them a truce. I told them, you won the Club World Cup, you won the Carabao Conference League. I kind of believe you guys are capable of doing something now. Let's see what you do in the transfer window. And I'm not going to talk shit about you guys. I think I'm going to actually have to big you guys up because of how you guys have been performing. But guess what happened? Now they're shit. They turned into shit again. They've absolutely done a 360. They found out that the Champions League is not the Carabao the Conference League level anymore. They signed all these players for ridiculous wages, and now one of them is banned, and they have to pay him for the next 8 years for him not playing football. And in Mikel Arteta, we told them this 9-year contract thing could backfire. They didn't want to listen, and then the overall quality of their signings just doesn't make sense to me. To me, how do you spend that kind of money and you buy a bunch of guys that are average at best? I think
Manueke still starts for them, in my opinion, based on what I'm seeing.
forget about
He's still their best
Madueke.
winger.
They're already selling out Gittins. Gittins summer 2026 Arsenal. That's what we're hearing because they already want to get rid of him. Their fan base is so quick to turn on players. It's so unhealthy. We talk about Arsenal having problems. These guys are being sold a pipe dream. It's not a good idea selling your starters every single season to go buy other players who are potential.
Positive balance sheet, though. Great business.
Hey, you guys are winning the transfer window every year, but you're losing on the pitch when it comes to the league. You're not winning. You're not winning. You're not getting what you want. They make fun of Arsenal in the process, but they're literally in the process right now, and they're buying everything that their owners are selling. And yeah, their owners are purchasing a lot of players. They have Caicedo, they have Enzo. I think they have the best midfield balance across their team in the league, but they just don't have the rest.
Ooh, over Newcastle.
Over everybody. over Man City, over Liverpool. I think Chelsea's midfield is by far the best in the league, but they don't have the quality attackers outside of Cole Palmer and Joao Pedro. They don't have the defense at all
Yeah, the defense is woeful
compared to Liverpool or City or Arsenal. So they're going to be fourth at best, maybe fifth. But I really did think Chelsea's transfer window started off so well with Joao Pedro that it just went down the drain from there.
I think you're bang on.
Talking about City and Liverpool, I'm not ruling out Klopp. Klopp's old team was great, and when Arne Slot came in, they were great, and they kept it going. But this is a whole new Liverpool. We don't know what this Liverpool team is capable of. We know their attack is good, but they haven't even shown it. We know their midfield is good, but without Trent, they don't look like they can progress the ball. They honestly, this is a Liverpool fan said to me the other day, "We are so bad right now. If you called me ass, I have no comeback." We are literally.
This is why I wanted Arteta to go for it at Anfield, man. I'd feel a bit more thingy if we got those 3 points. I can't go back in time, but boy,
Arteta respected them. But you know what happens when we go to our ground? It could be curtains for them by then. We'll see. But right
hopefully
now,
they're worse than they are now.
Right now, Mo Salah also is a big issue. Trent is gone, no build-up play, and Mo Salah is not performing to the level that he was last year. And they were winning games, but now that they're not winning games, you can clearly see his lack of production and the overall attack is coexisting at the same time. And the new signings, it's going to take them a little bit of time to get used to playing with each other. So much change is never good.
You're bang on the money. I want to kind of hold on this because I think this has started a good discussion.
Deluded. We never mentioned City. I never mentioned City.
Yeah,
City,
go on. Yeah, you didn't, Go on.
City is one injury away from losing everything again. We always talk about
Say that again.
City is one injury away from everything collapsing. They are so reliant on 2 or 3 players for everything to work. Donnarumma is literally their whole defensive structure works around him being a good shot stopper. Their attack only works around Erling Haaland being the most clinical player, and everything else is great. But really and truly, it's just down to 2 players. If Donnarumma or Erling Haaland get injured, their season's kaput.
I can see why you say that. Football ultimately decided at both ends. Obviously, I would say Rodri, but Rodri's kind of half fit, so it doesn't really count at this moment in time. But I can't disagree with that. And obviously, City are just City at the moment. They drop points in the Champions League. Fair enough, Egal, man. You've been in top form. I want to kind of hold on this thing that you sent me in it. Where's that comment? Before I'm gonna change screens and go and look at the actual Champions League fixtures, Premier League fixtures. The only game Liverpool might drop points in. In those next 5 are Chelsea. I kind of want them. Well, I do want them to beat Chelsea. It's Chelsea in it, but how do you see that? And then let's compare our fixtures and theirs, like I just said, in a bit more depth, because this is said we've got the easiest fixtures. It said Liverpool got one of the most difficult. But then these same people that do the super computer thing will say every game's a cup final. Arsenal typically bottle it against the smaller teams, which is true. So then where do we go with this? But let's look at Liverpool. Let's just focus on the Premier League in it. So obviously people ignore the League Cup, ignore Frankfurt, but the next 5 Premier League games. And they've lost to Palace and they've lost to Galatasaray. They travel to Chelsea on Saturday. So they got Chelsea, Man United, Brentford away, Aston Villa at home, and then Man City away. What do you say to those next 5 games?
I sent you the new link for what you're looking for. If you just click on it, you'll see it. Check your DMs, yeah. Because I got the graphics ready for you, man. Don't worry.
There you go. We love to hear this. Top form, mate. Like top form. Why is the screen gone? Okay, we're back now. Go on. So yeah, as I would say, Chelsea away, United at home, Brentford away, Villa at home, Man City away. For Arsenal, obviously, West Ham, Fulham away, Crystal Palace at home, Burnley away, Sunderland. Talk to me.
Chelsea, they drew last year away from home against Chelsea, or they lost actually away from home against Chelsea. If I'm not mistaken, they always slap Man United, so I'm not going to expect Man United to get anything.
Yeah, it's not the Man United of old.
Brentford of old have been able to get some.
What does it got cut out? What does that mean? Is that me or Egal, folks? Is Egal still here? Am I gone? You're calm, DG. It's Egal. Egal be. I'm sure he'll be back. I don't know if the laptop died or the internet. You see what happens? Arsenal can't have nice things. The minute he comes, he's making Arsenal fans see things differently. The football YouTube police just got him out of here, innit? But yeah, where you lot at with this, people? Because on paper, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you lot. Of course, our 5 games look a lot easier than Liverpool's. I'll be real though. I don't want to hear that, because you look at the first 6 games we had, people weren't giving us that, and every game is a cup final. And again, Arsenal fans, you look at that in our hearts, yeah, we should be winning that. We should be giddy. We should be thinking, if you want to get over the line, you get it done. We know there's going to be bumps and bruises, twists and turns across the season. But if we're honest with ourselves, we're probably a little weird in that. We're a lot more, as Arsenal fans in the last few years, we're a bit weird in that. We're probably more confident against the top 6. Pardon me. Then these kind of sides. We've seen us F up against West Ham and Nuno Espirito Santos, their new manager. I expect to win. You never know. Fulham away, chill down the spine of sorts. I'm sure at least in 2 of the last couple of years that's happened. Crystal Palace at home, you should be winning that if you want to win a league. But you know, Mateta, Glasner, they're on a good winning run. They're doing what they're doing. Difficult team. Should be beating Burnley. But Burnley actually competed for large parts of the game against City before the quality was gone. Away from home, you know, that's going to be a difficult one. But that's actually of the 5 we're seeing here. Burnley away is probably where I'm the most confident out of all them teams, if I'm brutally honest. So mash them up. On paper, you should be mashing up Sunderland, but Stadium of Light, under the lights, it's going to be all mad, really and truly. Granit Xhaka's there. We don't know what the dynamics are going to be saying in terms of fitness and tactics and all of those kind of things. Bearing in mind, we've also got an international break. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened to Egal still. Let me see. He'll be back, folks, man. Don't worry, man. We'll give Egal a minute. I can't see he's entered the studio yet. Arteta out. I mean, even if it's Arteta out, is this the right time for all of that? Eze and Gyökeres is why we brought for it. If they can't handle it, then what's the point? What do you mean brought for it? And I think Eze, Gyökeres, they can make the difference, but 2 man alone can't do it. And every player is gonna have to be up for it. I've got no questions over Eze's mentality or Gyökeres's, to be fair with you. Liverpool spent a fortune on 2 players they don't really need. Nah, they needed Isak still. I think Isak was just too good to turn down. They went and bought Hugo. For me, I think they were sniffing around Isak. They thought at one point the Isak thing's not going to happen. They got Hugo. Then a sequences of events, things have happened, and that's led to that. Wirtz, I mean, Wirtz starts balling, then I look like an idiot. But Wirtz just looks like a bit like a square peg in a round hole. Gyökeres to score against Fulham and West Ham. Oh, the small teams, I get you, but I've always said, like, anything around Gyökeres or Eze breaking down a low block or them things, it's not just on those players, it's on the whole squad. Now, when Mikel Arteta deploys Arsenal, how I saw against Newcastle from start to finish, not really Olympiacos, but you could say them, I think then we ain't got, I won't say we ain't got a problem against low blocks, but we don't. Oh, a gal's back. We no clue what happened there, man. You remember your train of thought?
Little boys in the kitchen and unplug the internet box, man. What are you gonna do? These kids, man.
He's back now.
How far did you get from what I was saying? Because I think I literally finished my whole speech. I basically think we're gonna win maybe 5 out of the 6 and draw 1, and then
where's the draw come?
Crystal Palace probably, and then when it comes to Liverpool, I could see them dropping points in about 3 of those games. But realistically, yeah, Brentford, Man City, and Chelsea. I think they can drop points in all 3 of those games. And historically, Brentford away has been a tough ground for them.
No one really wants to play Brentford away, man. Arks United, really, or even us when they first got promoted. Villa, it all depends what they're looking like. Obviously, they're not the Villa of last season. Emre's kind of frauding up the place. I know Emre's not doing well because no Arsenal fan is doing the whole "did we sack Emre too early" type thing that they normally do. So let's look at Arsenal then, yeah. Obviously, you said four wins and a draw, right?
I think we get 16 points from that.
You answered it perfectly. What's the most difficult game on paper there for you?
Crystal Palace. And for Liverpool, it's obviously Man City. But the funny thing is the away games have been difficult for us in the past, but these are 2 newly promoted teams, which we should be able to dispatch, even though they're newly promoted teams. And Fulham, who has been a thorn in our side. But I do think, as I said earlier, with the keys, we do have the keys to unlock some of these teams now. Eze's here, Saka's back, Gyökeres is in the building. And even if it comes down to late in the game, you now have Trossard and Martinelli come off the bench to against tired legs. We have tools to unlock these defenses, and I've seen Manchester City's great teams take until the final minutes versus newly promoted teams. Bournemouth, Raheem Sterling moment. There's going to be moments in the season
Even
where,
Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus, when they were winning titles at City, had those moments.
yeah, you're going to need everyone to pop up. But yeah, people keep this is common right here. If Arteta fails, then that's it. It's really just down to the manager getting it right, because I think we have everything needed. We have all the ingredients to cook up a league title. I think we look around and the teams around us kind of helped us in Liverpool doing too much work. This transfer window really kind of put them in a situation where they lose that cohesion and that cohesiveness as a squad. And I feel like we have it. You look at Saliba, Gabriel, Declan Rice, Raya. We have that core of players who know each other so well. Saka, Odegaard, they know each other so well. We add a couple pieces here and there. Zubamendi walks straight in. Seems like he played with us for 10 years. Eze comes in, immediately he's getting goals and assists right, left, right, and center. Like you think he was the £150 million player, not Florian Wirtz. And then Gyökeres, people talk about Gyökeres not scoring too many goals, but he's doing his job to a good level. Like he's building up play. I think I watched your show a couple weeks ago. You said he was adapting already. Yeah, you can fully see it versus last week, just yesterday. The way that he was linking up play, he was doing everything that people said he couldn't do. The thing that people said he was great at, which is transition goals and finishing, he hasn't been as effective yet.
Shows you tacticals don't know the fuck they're talking about, bro. Because you can see just by watching 2 games of Gyökeres, he's not pretty. It's kind of ugly, but it's so ugly, it's beautiful. He's not here because he's Gabriel Jesus or these pretty footballers. He's here because he can do what all of the people who play as number 9s previously at this club have failed to do. That's put the ball in the back of the net. Which obviously, and we'll get onto Gyökeres actually now, people, because for me, I do think he's adapting to the system. I do think I think he's getting better every game. I do think, that a kind of a case of he kind of at one point, I feel he adapted more to the system than we adapted to him. I will say this generally this season, I think Arteta hasn't played the free flowing attacking kind of football. In the last 2 games, Olympiacos and definitely Newcastle, I think the handbrake's gone down. I still don't think we're creating a bag of clear-cut chances. But now it's like Arteta's got your play. He's doing what I need you to do. It's more Gyökeres. You haven't taken those half chances. Now, even against Olympiacos and to a degree Newcastle, Arteta previously, I think you crippled them. Now in those 2 games, you've got them to the finish line. They need to finish their dinner. Across the 2 games, there were several different opportunities. And the one thing I would say with Gyökeres is obviously sometimes his decision making weren't the best. But as Egal put there, yeah, when you watch him, it might not be the prettiest. And obviously there's pressure, but he's doing all the other things right. The flip side could be he could have had, I don't know, 8 goals in 8 games or whatever. But we're not seeing all of these things. Kind of what like the same rhetoric with everybody just shutting up because Liverpool are winning games where you could see the cracks. I think it's a matter of time. But yeah, the last 2 games, I don't think he's done what he's needed to do. And I think the manager's come out and defended him. We'll get on to Gyökeres, but a player I love and that you love, go on, Egal.
I feel like people are chasing perfection with everything. And that's why they're so upset about every drop point. But in actual reality, you're going to drop points throughout the season. Let's not be like flipping and think every time we drop points, it's over. It's not doom and gloom.
You're preaching to the deaf there, Gal, man. It's not that it's wrong, but you know how us Arsenal fans are, and especially on social media, like it's never going to change, man. It's never going to change. What do you make of Odegaard's performance yesterday, man? In fact, before to answer that, and then also let me know, do you think Odegaard has stepped up because Eze's walked in the building?
After one injured season, you guys wrote him off. We're ready to sell him. Have shame on yourselves. Shame. Honestly, the shame. Some of these fans, they were saying he's not better than all these random names that you bring up. They're thinking all these random guys are better than him. He's clearly still one of the best teams in the league. He's clearly still one of the best creators. And this is what competition places does for you. As good as Ethan is, he's not going to get these kind of levels out of a player. He's not going to get Odegaard feeling like his place is at risk. You bring in Eze, Odegaard raises levels, not only because he has competition, because he also has to show people I'm the captain. Coming back from fitness issues, now you see what he's capable of doing. And people had the audacity to say, oh, the reason why he's not looking as good is because Havertz or Saka or this person or that person. It was really down to the way that he was being utilized was very different because he had to make up for a lot of lack of quality in other areas of the pitch. This past couple of games, if you look at where he is drifting in that heat map, he's more central, more yes to the right hand side centrally. But there's been games last season where he was basically being a right back or right winger or right
In the
midfield.
last 2 games, he's getting on the left. He's getting on the left hand side, which I'm loving. He's
Yeah,
dropping it a bit more deeper. I feel he still has a lot to defend, like a lot of defensive duties. But I think Arteta has kind of like took them away from him and distributed elsewhere. And you're seeing good now. The challenge for Odegaard is, can you do this on a consistent basis? Newcastle step in the right direction. Champions League nights, lovely. Remind these lot who you are, Martin Odegaard, please.
formation change. I feel like that's the main tactical change. The tweak has been before Rice and him were basically operating on different sides of the pitch. Now that as they played in the 10, they're like, you know what? Just switch Declan Rice deeper. Have whoever's playing the 10 have the capability of drifting, and that ability to drift gives them more capability to break the lines on the left and on the right. And if you haven't seen it, the last 2 games, the ball to Saka, the ball to Miles Lewis-Skelly versus Newcastle and in the Champions League when Saka scored his goal with the same pass on the left side.
The build-up play to the corner, one of the corners as well.
Yeah, and the corner for the goal. But overall, I just feel like this is what he's capable of when he plays well. And a lot of people counted him out and thought he was finished because he's injured and he had a couple of injury issues. And now we have that same issue with people talking about Ben White like he's finished. It's disgusting.
I'm not gonna lie. We'll jump forward towards Ben White. We got a lot to discuss. Where is it? I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Ben White, obviously, just he's back being. We've gone over Gyökeres. He's back being fully fit and all of that, yeah. But I felt like this was a consistent sight I was seeing yesterday. Like, I understand you're rusty and all these things, but it felt like Arteta kept having to hold your hand. And as much as not playing plays a part, when I'm like, is not playing and needing fitness, is that an excuse for poor decision making, getting caught? I understand in the second half. But yeah, White, I don't think you're going to take Timber's spot anytime soon. But yeah, what did you make of White? Because for me, I like the fact that Timber came on. I thought he would have went Mascara right back, but I think White needed to come off. The only silver line is we just need White to get minutes regardless.
You know what? If you have a Ferrari, you're not going to drive it. You're going to drive. You're always going to compare it to other cars, but you're not
We
going to
still need White.
But you're not going to compare it to your BMW. You know what I mean? I think at this moment in time, Ben White's the BMW, Timber's the Ferrari, and we know Timber's the better player. He's going to play 9 times out of 10. But White, he's still a very useful player, and he's going to play a lot of games, and he's going to still be better than a lot of other people's right backs. Let's be honest, Man City would take Ben White in a heartbeat right now. You look at what's going on at Liverpool with their struggles at right back, he would definitely get a game over Szoboszlai and some of these other guys that are playing at right back for them. So I'm not necessarily
rated by Tuchel as well.
This is the luxury you have when you have quality players across the pitch. They're gonna push each other, and I don't have any doubt in my mind. Once he gets match sharpness and he's back to getting match fit, he's gonna see better performances from him. Because how many games has he played? He went from not playing at all to having to play almost a big majority of those minutes. So I don't think it has anything to do with his lack in quality. It's just simply match sharpness. You have to build that up.
From one fullback to another, Miles Lewis-Skelly, who for me to go with Odegaard, Raya, head and shoulders above their teammates, man. What do you make of Miles Lewis-Skelly? Because admittedly, Calafiori ain't put a foot wrong. I wish Hincapie was fit, but I think Arteta's got a decision to make, man. I don't know. I think he might put Miles Lewis-Skelly in against West Ham, but then I also think Calafiori. What do you make of his performance?
I think he's better suited to unlocking defenses.
100%. So, it depends, you know. It depends. Obviously, on the ball and that him, but sometimes Calafiori's randomness is a benefit. But I do want to see him on the pitch if Eze and Odegaard are there.
If I want a game scoring, now that he's also unlocked the crossing, Heinke's crossing work.
Martinelli, come on, bro. I know what you're talking about.
Has to slap that in the net. First chance of the game, a cross from Miles Lewis-Skelly. Shout out to Miles Lewis-Skelly. I thought he was a great performance, and you can see where he is in the heat map. He's playing as an inverted fullback, doing his job, tucking in. Overall, though, there's going to be more than enough games for him to play. I feel like every single person who doesn't start or play week in, week out, or gets dropped or rotated for somebody else, the fan base loses their shit. And to see Miles Lewis-Skelly's reaction after the game, celebrating with the fans, being so happy, it just tells
They're trying to pull his arm off. Like they would.
Yeah,
It's madness.
it just tells me that he's happy with the minutes that he's getting. He's happy with the opportunities that he's getting, and I still believe he's going to be in the conversation for Young Player of the Year. He's going to get a lot of minutes. Calafiori is an injury-prone player. He's going to play a lot of games if anything ever happens to
Hopefully, there's
Calafiori.
none injuries.
And even if Calafiori is not injured, there's going to be certain games that are more suited to his skill sets and helping us in the final third. So I have no doubt in my mind that Mikel Arteta will make it work and balance it out. And stop trying to move him into positions that he's not right now. Let's stop this. We have to play him as a left 8. We have to do this. We have to do that.
You don't want to see him in midfield?
No, let's just let the player play where he's playing right now. And if we need to move him to midfield, we'll do it out of necessity or when we feel like there's time where we can do that. Right now, I feel like we have a goal, and I don't want too much experimenting when we have a goal at hand. Let these players the way they play.
I hear that. I hear that. I hear that. And maybe to a degree, yeah, a bit of what, and I don't want to do too much of 2 games. Mainly one for me, Newcastle, because it was a breath of fresh air. Maybe we had to box smart, and it just was. To be fair, maybe it wasn't the right moment. There's things I'm praising Arteta for, isolated that game, and I've been consistent since the start of the season. Maybe it wasn't the right moment, man. I gotta ask you, man. Has Arteta finally changed? Has he put the handbrake down? Because for me, breath of fresh air against Newcastle. We still, and this is everything I've been trying to tell you about for what I want from him. The defense, all that stuff is spot on, but we're going for it. We're breaking. Like, and then again, another game where we should have probably scored a bit more. Obviously, the biggest factor is obviously VAR. That's where I praise my boys, because in previous years, we could have lost that 1-0, been crying about refs, but we refused to accept reality. We controlled what we could control. So full of praise for me personally with Newcastle, for Mikel Arteta and the players. But like, what did you think? What have you made of Arteta? I guess forget defensively, like the midfield and the final third in the last 2 games. Like, has he changed? Is the handbrake down? Talk to me, man.
Arteta has a burner account. He's been seeing people's tweets, but
Him and Rice are online, 100%.
yeah, but jokes aside, he sees the criticism, and I don't think it's nothing to do with the criticism necessarily. It's more to do with the level of opponent. You can do more against a
Even the way you're
Newcastle.
speaking about Odegaard yesterday about letting roam and stuff, it goes against the narrative of what people typically say. But go on.
But you know what? I think a lot changed in the back end of the Man City game. The way that he had the team set up in the back end of the Man City game, I think he realized he needs to get away from the double 8 and the 6 and go to a double pivot, because some of these guys who play deep can also still drip forward even if they're playing in the double pivot.
I think he trusts everyone a bit more now, man. Like,
Yeah,
attack's the best form of defense.
so now instead of leaving behind, 5 players, we're now leaving 4 players in the defense, and 2 of them are midfielders, and the fullbacks are giving us the width. The players are all over the place, and the
And
person
then
in
we're
the
going to
middle.
defend anyways as well. Like, naturally, the whole team's smart enough to know what you need to do anyways. Even
Yeah.
Rice against Newcastle with that last, was it against Murphy? Can't remember, but I think everyone knows what I'm referring to.
And the passing range of all of our players, we use the whole pitch. When Eze has the ball and he sees Saka on the other side, he just pings it one touch to the other side of the pitch. We didn't
Eze's
do that
mastered,
before. We didn't do that before. We didn't have the capability to just say, you know what, we're just going to pass it to the other side of the pitch right now. Even though it sounds easy, we just didn't do that. We didn't use the width of the squad and of the whole pitch, and I really do rate that. But yeah, talking about Eze, I see you.
Even having Odegaard in this is what we was talking about, me and Egal referring to. Like, in these little pockets,
Look at where
you see
Eze is. Look at where Eze is. Do you see
even Eze and Saka swapping flanks? Like, Arteta, thank you. Like, you're very stubborn, and I don't know if this is gonna stay, but you see, when you get it right, you make me very happy, Gaffer. Like, sometimes you do too much. This is what I want to see. Of course, sometimes maybe the handbrake could go down even more. Sometimes we need to defend a bit more. But when I see stuff like this in the last 2 games, I keep saying it, these men are not finishing their chances. I can't look at you, Gaffer. So we can go up the gears. But you mentioned Eze, man. In fact, before you say what you want to say on Eze, yeah, who's better, Eze or Odegaard? Gun to your head, someone's got to play in that creative role. You can't have both. You going with Eze, going with Martin.
Do I need a goal or do I need an assist?
You're playing in the Champions League. Let's say this: you're playing in the Champions League final. If you win, you win. If you lose, someone's putting a gun to your head and your life's over. Egal. You need to win. Eze, a graphic example, I know, but Eze or Odegaard. Whatever things you want to consider, you consider. But Eze or Odegaard, one of the 2.
Right now, if I need a goal, I'm getting Eze.
I'm going
Don't need it.
towards Eze as well, man. I just
If
he's mustard, man.
I think they can both coexist.
100%. They're gonna need to.
If we need a goal and we need to win a
He might
game,
even go left wing against West Ham. I wouldn't
bro.
rule it out.
If we're playing tomorrow in a Champions League final, I'm playing both Eze, Odegaard, Saka, and if Nani Madueke gets back, I might even try a Nani Madueke thing in the team with those other guys all in the same squad.
I'll
With
be
Saka.
real. Eze, Saka, you lot will play wide for me. I'll put Odegaard there. I'm going Rice and Zubimendi.
You could
If it was up to
play
me.
you could play a team with Eze, Rice, and Odegaard midfield, and Saka, Nani Madueke on both wing, and then Gyökeres up top, and just have
Or you could
Gyökeres.
have Eze, Odegaard, and Wanyeri. I'd put Wanyeri like Wenger used to do, right wing. Saka got on the left. We've got tools, like you said earlier. We've got tools. We've got different things we can do, man. But
Saka on the left, I don't think we're going to see that often because he is.
No, I only want it in game. Swap in game. That's our best
Yeah.
player. Like what you said, you don't want to change too much stuff. I'm not a fan of moving Saka from white wing to accommodate players that are not on par with him or better than him, with the greatest of respect to his teammates. It don't make sense to me.
But Eze, people also need to stop acting like they know everything. Because I was seeing people saying Eze is not an Arteta signing after one game where he's on the bench versus Liverpool. People saying Eze is always getting picked on by Arteta. Arteta's always saying Eze could have done more. He doesn't say that about anybody else. Why doesn't he ask for more from other
He said
people?
Odegaard should have scored. He said Gyökeres should have scored.
Also, they said something about he treats Eze like a middle child. I was like, what? What are we talking about?
He might do, but it's too early in the season to draw any of these conclusions. It sounds good, but it don't make sense. And then, do you know what's and I'm not saying these things are wrong, but do you know what smacks it, Egal? Because these same people that say this, yeah, they'll say, oh, it's a squad. It's a long season. Everyone's going to get game time. There's no guaranteed starters. We have to make unpopular decisions. You're not adhering to those things, if it makes sense.
And everyone's so ready to drop their non-favorite player, but they don't realize that sometimes dropping some of these guys doesn't make sense because they're very much crucial to our build-up play. Like if we were to just say Zubimendi's out the team for like 5 games, you're gonna realize how important he is at build-up play and pass, and his passing range is so key to us. So I don't necessarily think we should jump to the conclusion of just saying get rid of Zubimendi and play both of them together. Let the manager figure out what the best mesh and combination is, because I think all these guys can coexist. And I've seen teams with much more quality coexist. Like that those great Brazilian teams had so many great players. I don't know how they ever were happy sitting on the bench and
up until a few years ago, Man City, they had more great attackers than you could count. Somehow they made it work.
Real Madrid, you had Isco coming off the bench, and arguably he was the best creator in that Real Madrid team.
It's crazy. And you're right, Ariel, on this. If people think Arteta didn't have any say in the signing of Eze, they have lost the plot. Of course, there's other clubs where owners and chairmen and all of that stuff, they buy players without the manager. But at that point, it's an agenda because you can clearly see it's a collaborative thing. Come on now.
We can't have great things. I'm sorry. I need to have this rant. Big up to certain people, but guys like White Yardy, I don't know if he was making a joke. He's a cool brother, but he posted a picture of Ethan looking at Arteta, and I can send it to you. If you go on my Twitter, you'll see I replied to him. It was ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What are you doing? Why are you trying to drop controversy?
Our fans love to draw conclusions, Mom.
Yeah, just because he's looking in a picture and you see Ethan and Max Daumann behind him. Why is this all of a sudden a talking point? Like it's something. Daumann's not getting minutes. Ethan's not getting minutes. I'm concerned. What are you talking about? You're concerned.
Sells more than the actual story, Egal, man.
I swear to you, if Ethan was in the room with some of these guys, he would tell them, "Calm down. I'm 18 years old. I'm happy that I'm in the team." Let alone these guys are asking for 40 to 50 games played for the 18-year-old. They need to relax. He played 37 games last season. He'll probably play in and around the same this season, and he's not going to start as many games as you think because we don't necessarily need him to start every game.
And if he wants to start, go steal someone's spot. And I would actually say one thing I like about Ethan and Max Daumann. I know Max is younger, but Ethan, Max Daumann. I say Lewis Skelly, but we kind of had to allow you last season. It's very different from when Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, where they were young, but it quickly got beyond them being young. You're just the only players we believe in. We didn't believe in your previous teammates. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because you do need to take time with Wanyeri. He is developing physically. He is trying to bring consistency. Arteta does have to balance and find in minutes. But at least until January, the very earliest, you can't do any of these conclusions, man. Before present in the screen, remove other media streams from. Okay, wait, bring yours back. Okay,
That's the image. And all he said was, "Nah, Waneri." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
he's a cold player, but tranquillo, man. He's down in the pecking order. I was a bit upset to not see him against Newcastle, but Marino's preferred from a tactical point of view. You've got Odegaard, you've got Eze. Players are going to be left out. Take your chances. As I said on my stream earlier today, yeah, the first stream I did before I had you on, you might have to loan him out in January if he's not playing. I want him to have the bit between his teeth, but put your mind back to last August, so the start of the last season. If you told, you could say Miles Lewis Kelly, but if you told Ethan you're going to play 30, 37 games, bag against City, play in the Champions League, forgive me if I'm wrong, score in the Champions League, bite your arm off. I want Ethan to be upset because you've got close to getting an England call up, one of the first names on the team sheet, but you need to get up to speed. I've said this to you before, Egal. I think the one thing Ethan needs to do, whatever Martin Odegaard has in like brought into his game that Arteta wants from him, like the pressing and all that, learn all of that. Because right now you're not going to get a run in the side. You're going to get minutes. There's a lot of games, man. I want Ethan to be vexed. I want every player to be vexed. Go and give Mikel Arteta problems. Oh, I can't leave Lewis Skelly out. Let me put him in midfield. No, I've got Rice and Zubamendi. I need to get Wanyeri. What am I going to do with Eze? Put Eze out there. Martinelli's playing so good. What's happening there? I want to get Kai into the fold, but no, I've got Gyökeres. I'm not dropping Saka, but exaggeration. Madueke's playing great. We need this. There's opportunity. The man's 18. But I do want to see him play more. But just tranquilo, man.
He played majority of the game versus Port Vale. He came on versus Man City. If I'm not mistaken, he played majority of the game versus was it Nottingham Forest or Leeds when Odegaard got injured? Leeds when Odegaard got injured. I don't know if he started versus Nottingham Forest. He didn't.
No, I come off the bench. Odegaard got hurt again. That was the second game Odegaard had
the shoulder. He's gotten a lot of minutes already. Don't forget the kid's 18 years old.
I do think Dalman's preferred more as a right winger than him. I think Dalman's overlapped him in the right wing thing. I'll be real.
No. They're different positions. Dalman is specifically the third choice right winger, and Ethan's supposed to be the second choice attacking midfielder. But what's happened is Eze has played so well when he came on for.
Do you really think Ethan's second?
Ethan right now is supposed to be second.
Odegaard, Eze, Mikel Arteta, Marino. Can't forget Kai being an option there.
No, but Eze is such a maverick. He's going to be first choice in two positions. If anything, he's first choice left winger.
But then on the right, you had Saka. You got Saka. You got Madueke. I don't really want to include them, but you do have the Jesuses, the Trossards, the Martinellis. All of them can move to the right. Ethan was probably high up there. For me, I think the manager at some point will go to Ethan. You've got, and again, like Egal said earlier, when we're just trying to get over the line and all of that, so don't let that go over your head. But I think it might get to the point with Arteta, he's just going to say, "Fuck it, I'm going to throw you in. You got 5 games. By game week 5, show me a base level of performance. If you play amazing in your first game, don't get excited. If you play terrible, don't think it's done." But this is what we wanted. The man's 18, man, and if he really didn't believe he stood a chance here, he would have signed a new deal. He wouldn't have. Sorry.
He just signed a new deal, and there's already people saying he hates Arteta, he hates the club, he wants to leave on loan.
Because these things sound good, Egal. They sound it. It's not the reality. And even if he does, even if that is the case, let's go down their route, Egal. Let's assume this is true. Wanyeri hates Arteta. Let's assume it's true. How do you know that? Tell me how you know that. Do you know Ethan? Do you know his dad?
They hate Arteta. That's probably why.
You're like, don't tell me his dad, the barbers, girlfriends, dog owner told me this. I don't want to hear no whispers. Tell me how you know that. Don't say sources like they do with transfers. How do you know that? Because if you know that and you show me, I'm a fair man, fair play. I don't think any player is happy to be on the bench, not even Dalman. But games are there. If you don't want to be left on the bench, make yourself indispensable. Raya, indispensable. Saka, indispensable. Saliba, Gabriel, indispensable. Timber, indispensable. There's been players who have previously been that. Just do your thing, man. He wants to play. But there was also times where Wanyeri didn't take all of his chances. And the one thing for Wanyeri, you've got to learn to affect the game over 90 minutes, which, as Egal said, when he came on against Forest and Leeds, he is getting that. But we need to take time. Because these are the same people that crying for him to play every game. When he gets that run, and evidently he does what young players do, where you're just woeful, what are they going to say, bro? You know what they're going to say.
But the comparison I got was actually DJB. Shout out to him.
Big up DJB.
He said,
what does he call it? He calls him Ethan Smith-Rowe. Big up DJB.
Yeah, he calls him Ethan Smith-Rowe to take the piss.
You never know. These things could be right. But I
basically
think it's too
saying
easy, too early for that.
basically saying he's gonna go down the same route as Smith Rowe and end up getting sold because he's not gonna play as much minutes. And I'm like, there is a big difference. Smith Rowe got injured for
That
a big
spells it.
portion of that, and it's like, are we just gonna ignore that? Like, act like that wasn't part of the reason why he got sold. Anyways,
Yeah.
Chelsea spent 2 billion, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Ethan would start for them, and for us, he doesn't even get close.
The time's coming, Ethan, man. And to be fair, we're to only want to see Ethan after we go 3 goals up. When you should be starting against relegation candidates this season. He'll get his starts. He will 100% get his starts. I must admit, I was disappointed he didn't come off the bench yesterday. But I've also said I agree with it. I agree with it because again, the first thing we need to do is grab 3 points, whether that's in the Champions League, whether that's in the Prem. As I was kind of saying, and the gal said the same thing. We all know in the first half of the game against Olympiacos, we should have scored 3-4. Second half, they came out a bit better, but we was dominating. We was doing our thing. We was having a bag of chances. Bottom line, not putting daylight between them. Had we have done that, I think Ethan comes on. But when it's that little 1-1, you do have in the back of your mind, it might not be our day to get more. And obviously at 1-0, you are thinking about, things might happen. So I understand Saka, which the change made the difference. Obviously, Saka started on the right, Eze started on the left, they swapped and he bagged. I understand that. I understand Timber needed to come on. I get all of that. And I want Wanyeri to be upset because when you get your chance in a positive way, put 2 middle fingers up at the gaffer. Make the gaffer question, what I should be playing you. And that goes for all of these players. As much as I wish we lived in a world where all the young players play, Gyökeres is scoring, Eze and Odegaard were finding synergy, all this shit comes secondary. Grab my points, get me my trophy. Then I care about feelings and shit. That's just me, anyways.
You know something? We win one trophy, it's peak for a lot of people. We win the Champions League. I think a lot of people are just gonna say to themselves, we've treated Arsenal unfair for the last couple of years, and now they're gonna say to themselves, you know what? Everything that they were doing for the last couple of years now looks like there was a reason behind it. As much as they're going to start talking about Saka's injuries, they're going to talk about Saliba's injuries, they're going to start talking about how we weren't even supposed to be this good in 2022, 2023, and everything's going to all make sense. But until we get over the line, everything is not part of the story yet. The story's being written, but once we win a trophy, it will actually be remembered.
Just win trophies. Fuck everyone else, man. If you're not connected to Arsenal, don't want to hear nothing about you lot because you what are they gonna do? Oh, you only won one and da 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 da. You lot do that. I'll be like, okay, is that what they do with the Invincibles? Oh, the Invincibles aren't that good. They had 12 draws. That's great. Did they lose a game? Am I happy they won? You lot leave the debate.
I was going a different route. I was going the route of the fan base, what we would remember, because I feel like all within our fan base, I feel like there's a portion of the fan base that views the last 3 years as a nightmare. And then there's a portion of the
it's not a nightmare. It's a missed opportunity, and it's nothing to be waffling positively about. But it's a missed opportunity, and man can't behave that we're rubbish.
I view the last 2 years as a learning curve.
Mighty Ducks thing.
Yeah, you're learning. You've gotten to a point where now you have the battle wounds. You know the pain of losing.
I can't lie, Gal. The first year we fought for the title, that's the only year I think you're learning. The second 2 years, I don't think you got the job done. But go on.
No. You never got the job done. You never got the job done. You're right. But at the same time, what happened? But at the same time, everything was like, everything came down to 2 things for me: inexperience, lack of squad depth, and everyone wants to blame the
Heavy
manager.
on the lack of squad depth.
And everyone wants to blame the manager for that. Now that we don't have the lack of squad depth and we have the experience, we don't win it. Everyone was right about the manager. And if we do win it, then everyone has to shut their mouths about the manager and start thinking Mikel Arteta, he knows exactly what we need. Because that's all I'm asking. It's going to be the key to get onto a stream with me from now on. If you're an Arteta outer, you have to sing that song.
I'll tell you, you have to win it, man. You have to win something. Like ideally, the Premier League champs. Like Arsenal's name needs to be engraved on something.
Bro, the Premier League and the champs could happen this year. Both.
Huh?
We could. We're that good. We could compete for both.
Yeah, calm down, man. Calm down. I hope so.
Bro, we went against Real Madrid.
You're saying we can win the Prem and the champs?
If we had Gabriel Magalhaes last year for those 2 legs versus PSG, do we win?
You never know. It could be. But football's weird like that. If we had a full fit team, we might not have beat Real Madrid full stop. Like football's weird. But Prem and champs.
Give me the Carabao Cup. Give me the Premier League. we can talk about the Champions League once it gets knockout stages.
So you're screaming is multiple trophies.
Yeah, because I believe we can do multiple trophies this year. And if we and worst case scenario, if you just bring the Premier League, I'm happy. If you just bring the League Cup, I'm not happy. If you just bring the League Cup, I'm not happy. I want more.
Just the League Cup saves face. Would you still consider Mikel Arteta's position if we only win a Premier League? Sorry, if we only win the League Cup or the FA Cup, would you consider Mikel Arteta? Yeah, you know what?
If we don't win the league this season, it's a black mark on Arteta's history as a manager. We are the best team in this Premier League by far.
Some say we got the best depth of everyone in Europe. I don't know, but yeah,
currently are one of the best teams in the world, and it's no longer. There's no more. This is the issue. This is the concern. If we don't win, it's surely just a tactical issue.
I still think we're missing an out-and-out left winger, but it's not really an excuse. You're right.
You don't need every position to be world class.
Sure.
Real Madrid were winning league titles on a consistent basis with some positions not necessarily filled.
I'm not even saying you need a world-class left winger. Of course, I'd love one, but my thing is, who is the first choice left winger?
Look at Man City winning things with who is their left back? Zinchenko. The other left back was Fabian Delph.
Yeah, it's true. You're right.
Right.
But I'm just saying generally, I think we're missing. I think that's the only thing I could say negatively about our summer.
Liverpool won the league last year with no striker. No out-and-out striker.
We got Mr. Salah, though, man. Inevitability. You're right, though. You are right. I just think we're missing a trick not having a left winger because there's a bag of people who can play there and do well. I just feel we're so close to completing, at least where the starting front three is concerned, that puzzle.
Let me ask you another question. If I go to you and say, do City have everything?
Fuck City, I support Arsenal, man. No, I want everything.
Do your competition have more problems solved than you?
I think we've both got equal problems. If you're talking about Liverpool and Arsenal, we've both not solved many. We've both got equal problems.
Do we?
Yeah, it goes beyond depth. 100% it goes beyond depth. Because you're probably looking at what you see on the pitch. Obviously, if I go and look at Liverpool, let's start with what? Obviously, it's a dramatically different team, as you said. It's on slot players need to adapt. Maybe square pegs in round holes. Question marks over their depth. Question mark over individual performances. For us, as much as I love the fact, and clearly you've seen me smiling, as much as I love the fact that we done well against Newcastle and we're doing what we're doing against Olympiacos, it's 2 games out of about 5-6 where Arteta are more onto the players for not finishing. That's you. Obviously, you're showing, you're in the last 2 games, you're being very proactive with your subs and what you're doing in resting players. I don't know if that's going to persist for 38 games. I don't know if you're going to find that depth. I don't know if you see, I'm happy about this attacking stuff that we're doing. If it goes left one time, are you going to revert back? We've got equal questions. As much as I was saying, on the left-hand side, I don't really care if Eze's there, Madueke's there, Martinelli there, Trossard's there, whatever. I just don't know who the out-and-out one. I still don't know how good we are at our worst. Newcastle a step in the right direction. We stood up to adversity, but that's the first time in a very long time that Arsenal fans, and we need to make even more noise, actually. We can cry about the VAR and the injustice and stuff, but unlike previous times, we've got over the line. And I would say, Egal, at the end of the day, we're not in those semi-finals yet. We're not in the crunch time of the Premier League yet. This is where then I will start to be like, we've answered questions. When it's really on, we've got a good team, a competitive team. The challenge is, can you be a winning team? Can you be a great team? So for me, I'm bullish. I'm a lot more bullish than I was 2 weeks ago, especially because of Liverpool. And I might change that. But I think there's equal questions on both. Bottom line for me, you just can't draw conclusions. But I think we've put our best foot forward. I still think there's concerns.
Deluded. When you're planning for the parade, I'll be excited. Because right now you're the most balanced one out of the 2 of us. So
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Once you start planning the parade and you start seeing you think everything's going to come together, I'll be there with you.
I hear you. And also, and again, I am nitpicking because nitpicking gets you over the line. I think we've conceded some stupid goals this season.
We've conceded 3 goals.
We've conceded some stupid goals and some stupid opportunities that have gone unpunished. Newcastle, I think we're better than that. Gabriel's messed up in that occasion. City, we shouldn't have conceded. I feel the build-up to the free kick against Liverpool, I think that's about it. But again, if I'm saying this and we're in a fighting chance, we're laughing. I can't not have you here, and forget about this. because we've spoken about Lewis Skelly, Wanyeri, Odegaard, Eze, big up Mascara as well, learning curve for him against Newcastle, bare things. But we can't skip over this, man. Is Martinelli back? Is it a redemption arc? A goal and assist against Bilbao, late equalizer against City, which has been nominated for goal of the month in the Premier League. Zubamendi and Arteta have also been nominated for things, and he did bag against Olympiacos. So he's saying, is he back? Remontada, whatever they call it.
Gabriel Martinelli is doing what he does. Simple. It's easier for him coming off the bench against tired legs, where those people have been working hard, mentally fatigued, physically fatigued, and he just takes advantage of their weakness. And the technical ability to get the ball, first touch, dink it the way he did after the second touch was impressive. Martinelli in 2 games has shown me something impressive. In this game, though, that goal was really down to Gyökeres. I will give most
big
of the
up Gyökeres for that as well. You're right.
Gyökeres, also the power on the shot generated from that angle with the barge.
And he's bullying, man. Martinelli's a real one for seeing if it's going to go in first, and then when it was,
that was great sportsmanship. That was great.
He's a better man than me. I would have stole the goal.
Rafinha would have said, "Fuck you, I'm putting it in."
Yeah, I would have done the same. I'm not on that. I can't lie. I'm teething the goal. You should have made sure you scored, my guy. Like, I need my.
Donny Madueke, he's saying this is what I get.
Donny would have done that 100%.
He did that last year to Chalaba. He took his goal.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Martinelli's a real one, and that just goes to show you this is a real good, nice team. But yeah, Gyökeres, he got a fantasy assist, but it's not a real assist. Like
yeah, it's one that you get in the Yeah, you're right. You get in the fantasy league. In the real world, it's not really one. My last thing for you then, like, because I must admit, I think. What do you make of Trossard? Because I think people are a bit weird and a bit dishonest with the Trossard's last 2 appearances. If I'm honest, don't get twisted. Second half yesterday, he should have had a hat trick or at least one, because it felt like 3 chances, one after the other. He didn't finish his dinner, and he's one you wanted to fall to.
Gyökeres, stay until the end of the season, help us win the league, and you can go out happily wherever you want. And you know something? When you're a league winner, people come knocking and give you money. So, Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, all you guys who are in the fringes that are gonna hold that are gonna get winners medals this year, when and if we do win the league, are gonna be able to be sold on for good money.
Yeah, and then
Martinelli himself could be part of that list. Because think about it. Call me crazy, bro. Martinelli has a good season, gets 15 goals against all competitions, not in the league, just across all competitions, right? It's not out of the realm of possibility. I think he's close to 4 goals now, or if he's got 4 goals, I don't know.
Just needs to continue. There's enough games for it.
Yeah. So say he gets 15 to 20 goals all competitions at the end of the season, every competition. So we go far in the League Cup, go far in the FA Cup, go far in the Champions League, go until the final day in the league. And he is part of the team that is going to go win the league for the first time in 20 years. Come the end of the season, if we say to ourselves, Martinelli wants another project, wants to go somewhere else, and Bayern come knocking and say they'll give us 50 million for him, would you take it?
I'm the wrong guy to ask. You know, I'm Martinelli FC, man. 50, slap another 10 on that Bayern in add-ons. Let's go, man.
I think he's worth around what we paid for Nani. And if anyone's coming for him for that kind of money, then he could potentially be sold. And understand, I think he has 2 years remaining on his deal. So with that being said,
of another one.
With that being said, we have to view what's going to happen. And these are some of the players who are on the fringes, working not only for his career at Arsenal, but his career afterwards too. Because how well he plays this season could mean he will find his next position. But I don't want him to end up at like Atletico Madrid or something where he's just going to become a track runner. I want him to go somewhere where he's actually just going to score goals. Like I can see
like Martinelli, if the penny drops and you're here, we're lit. I still want a left wing as it stands. I know we're not getting one in Jan.
I was about to say something about that.
Huh?
I was about to say something about that.
Go on.
I like shopping at Real Madrid.
You're still on the Rodrigo thing.
I'm saying Bun Rodrigo. Let's get his cousin.
Vinicius.
Yeah, bro.
I would love it to. Nah, man, Egal.
Listen,
I love it, but
Deluded. We win the Premier League. We win the Premier League. We'll have money to blow, and we don't have too many areas in the pitch where we need to solve our problems. If we go and win the league this season, we will have the money to go and get a Rodrigo. We will have the money to go and get a Vini. We will have the money if Mbappe says he wants to dip to go and get Mbappe. But that's not going to happen. The reality is Vini's more likely, or Rodrigo's more likely, come next year after we've won the league already, or probably won the Champions League, whichever one. But once we win, a lot of these guys are going to already want to come to us right now.
Vinicius is on it, get it done. But I think you got more chance of Rodrigo, broski.
Hey, Vini might not want to leave Europe. The only other team that are calling out for him,
thing 9 times out.
Saudi are the only ones that are coming for him.
Would you want to leave Real Madrid? Remember, he's kind of grown up there, like Martinelli here.
Do Italian teams have money for Vini? No.
But does he want to leave? Because him and Martinelli both joined their teams at 18. They've grown up there. Rodrigo as well. Does he even want to leave Real Madrid?
Is Man City going to drop money for Vini?
They got the capacity to.
Is Liverpool going to do it?
Based on what they did last summer, probably not. But you couldn't rule them out, to be fair. You can't rule out any of the top elite. PSG could do it. PSG.
If we win the league, which I believe we will, and we do go and sell Trossard, Jesus, and Martinelli, who in the world do we bring in that plays that left wing position?
I'm with you. If Vinicius wants to join us, bring him. If Rodrigo wants it, bring him. I must admit, I'm not even the biggest fan of Rafa Leao, but just because he's twerking and doing everything he can to join this football club, I'm on that. Let me ask you this. Where are you at on Semenyo? Because I have a running joke on my stream. This is now actually day 32 of me asking Arsenal and Berta to bring Semenyo. I think that would be wild card's not the right word, but that would be my wild card. Where are you at on Semenyo?
Semenyo is like a Sadio Mane type signing. A player who's playing outstanding in the Premier League for a team lower down the table. You bring him in, you nurture him, you can make him one of the best in his position. But
25 as well.
But he also has one major flaw. His end product is hit or miss at times. There's going to be 1 or 2 games where he will score 2 or 3 goals. And there's going to be 1 or 2 games where he'll miss 2 or 3 sitters. And you're just going to see those.
Ain't that what we're doing anyway? What everybody's doing here at the club anyways. Being devil's advocate.
My point is, because he plays at Bournemouth, you only see the ones that he bangs in, and you don't see the misses as often. Yeah. Where at Arsenal, you see those more often. Cunha and Mbeumo, great players. They join Manchester United, you're going to see their flaws as much more than you're going to see their good things. Because you're not going to big them up for their good things. You expect that. You're gonna criticize them for their bad flaws. And I worry, is Semenyo, are we currently in a state where we can bring in a Semenyo, he improves us? Yes. But if we can go and get better, why not?
No, I'm on that. I just wanted to know where you're at with Semenyo, because
I think he's a better choice than Rafael Leao. I don't rate Leao. I think Rashford's as good as Leao is.
I like Leao, but I just think he's one that you look good on YouTube. You actually you have a lot of decisive actions across 90 minutes, but you're not consistent over 90 minutes. And then, like, let's just say me and you are the coaches, yeah, and we've got Leao and we've got 10 games. I think like the first 2 of the 10 games, he's going to be absolutely amazing. Then the next 2, he's indifferent. Then like it's like that. I guess I'm alluding to consistency. Now that could all change. And I know people criticize his work rate. You can get players.
Him and Rashford are purple patch players. When they're playing well, they're unbelievable. When they're not,
yeah, I'm not even on that. But Egal, he's made year-on-year improvement in the Prem.
You don't rate Rashford.
I don't rate Rashford like that. I like him. He's for the streets. Like, big him up. I don't rate Rashford like that. Like, when you say rate, like,
Rashford is a much superior player to what do you call it? What's it called?
I'd rather Rafa Leao still. I can't lie to you. I'd rather
Rafael Leao is not better than Rafinha. He's not better than, what do you call it, some of these guys over there.
No, he's not better than Rafinha.
He's not better than those guys. On his day, I would say Rashford is on the same level as those guys.
They're the same player, and that you're right on that. That they're on. What did you say? On my day, they're like on my day players, if that makes sense. Like you saw the goal Rashford scored against Newcastle.
Rashford could bag 20 league goals.
But Bandulu, even when he does that, like his Bandulu goals, like he can. Rashford will score a screamer and then miss a basic pass to set someone in. Like they are the same player. I
don't think Rafael Leao could ever have a season where I look at him and say he's arguably the best in his position in the world.
But is that because of the league he's in, though? Because Italian league, we don't really rate it like that.
Yeah, that's maybe true, because a lot of their teams don't score as many goals.
A lot of poor attackers go over there and start bagging. It's fraudy.
Yeah. Bro, you seen now Højlund begged. Manchester United is a problem. This is why Arsenal fans, you should be thankful. Arsenal fans should be thankful that the board and the club have ran this project through and believed in the manager, because then we would have been in a situation like Manchester United, chopping and changing, getting rid of players, coming in saying, I don't rate this guy, getting rid of that guy, making this mistake, making that mistake. Next thing you know, a team that looks decent under Oli is now back to square one, 10 times worse than under Oli. And in my opinion, if Manchester United would have kept Oli and Arsenal kept Arteta, maybe Manchester United is currently in a better situation with 3 less trophies.
I hear that. But this is where I just need Arteta to get over the line now. Because then at least you've got something.
I wish we could just fast forward to May, because we would be celebrating league titles right now.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that, Egal, man? We need to ride the highs and the lows and Arsenal therapy. It's not going to happen. Then it's going to happen. The best moment so far this season for me is Newcastle, bro. I'll be so honest, man, because the social media Newcastle fans chat a lot of crap. Refs did us dirty. Magalhaes obviously did whatever. If we do that, well, I hope it doesn't get to that. But if I see 3 to 4 more of those kind of contexts, if it happens, then I will believe we win the league. Because I think those games, when it happens like that, that's how you win leagues, man.
You know, the extracurriculars around the game make it 10 times better.
Exactly. Oh, he's not going to be on the front foot. Newcastle are going to rough us up. And even that, like, we're not pussy holes, pardon my language, anymore. You can't really rough up my team.
Liverpool drop points, Man United drop points, Chelsea drop points. All the big teams are dropping points. Arsenal, you're next. And if you don't drop points, you're a small team.
And then we conceded first. And they thought, oh, there's 6 minutes left. It's our time. God said, nope. Magalhaes, Marino, fix that up. Arteta's not proactive, doesn't use his subs.
Did you see John Obi Mikel's tweet? The tweet I put about John Obi Mikel?
Yeah, man. Do you know what? I saw your tweet and then I clicked on it and I listened to the first 5 seconds of John Obi Mikel. I turned it off. Like I said, I'm protecting my mental health. He's chatting shit. But I refuse to believe someone that's achieved what John Obi Mikel achieved in the game believes what he's saying. You're doing the rage bait stuff. So this is what I mean, again, when I say man have to just protect their mental health. When you can see somebody chatting shit, just air it, which he's doing. We're giving him what he wants. We're reacting and putting the word out there about the podcast.
That's why
bite the bullets.
When I seen Howard Webb's video, I did the same thing. I just said to myself, what did he say?
Oh, yeah, that as well.
What did he say? Like, I'm done.
We don't even know what he said, man. It's inconsistent because someone put up, so why did we get a penalty or something like that when Gabriel Jesus was fouled? Was fouled by Tariq Lamptey, and then why did the Saliba one count? They make it up as they go along. That's why I believe you see what we did against Newcastle. Obviously, I'm not naive. I know sometimes the refs will impact their games and that, but that's how I think we're gonna have to win a title. Like, it doesn't matter if the ref has cost us 2 goals. As impossible as it sounds, man, just need to find 3 goals and get out of there. That's how we win it, and that's what made it sweeter. And because Newcastle think they're levels with us. For some
people hold me accountable. I said at the beginning of the season because I don't want to talk about referees 24/7. But you know something? During that game, I think it's rightfully so that I can mention. I feel like this is outrageous. And after the game, just be like, you know what? We won the game regardless. Fuck the referees.
Yeah, fuck the rest. But that's the only difference I would say is Arsenal fans, now we need to waffle about the referees even more because we won. You can't tell us nothing. Decisions could have went either or. There's a reality where we lost 1-0. Personally, I wouldn't be mad at the players or Arteta isolated from maybe how we defended from the corner or taking the chances because the ref, first minute of the game, you saw what Joe Linton did. We found a way to make it happen. And for me, Arteta, I know the game's different, but it took everything we've been doing against Newcastle. It's gone out the window. You cope physically, but they can't cope with what we can do. At the end of the day, football's played on the floor. I don't know if Arteta did that off his own thinking. Maybe off, he thought Liverpool and City have been a bit shy. Maybe he saw the Barcelona game and saw some things. I don't know, but I'm happy we scored. You just keep it moving. Learning curve for Mascara. I even think that was a bit harsh taking off Mascara, but it worked, didn't it? And it's all gonna help. So we'll have to see, man. I've overrun. Go on.
He started the next game, so
Mascara.
I mean, Mascara started didn't he start the game before that? I mean,
before Newcastle.
So it's like he's gonna
get a learning curve, man. He keeps his feet on the ground, and like obviously, it just shows you the fine margins in the Premier League, innit? Like you can't give away corners unneeded. Admittedly, though, I'm on to Gabriel because I think you need to defend a bit better. And I'd say out of everything, I can criticize you making a mistake defensively. Magalhaes, don't ever let me see you appeal for a free kick of that nature again. You're way too strong and too tough for that. But as long as we can
happen against Newcastle every time. Remember the other one last time? The goal
was written in the script. To be fair, he was fouled then. He was fouled. The one you're talking about, that was a foul. Yesterday, no, man said yesterday. Last Sunday, Get out of here, Gabriel Magalhaes, man. Get out of here with that. To be fair, maybe looking back at it, maybe Mascara's come off because of how he was defending for that set piece. He wasn't to blame, but we look disjointed. Like we're putting up that offside flag. Mascara and Timber are kind of at 6s and 7s. So you just never know, man. And it's like this FOB Mikel, man. He has nothing of interest to say about Arsenal. He's a Chelsea lad. He's never going to be fair, innit? And being fair doesn't sell on YouTube or social media. Actually saying, obviously, they're scoped to have a laugh and a joke, but actually saying what happened, it doesn't sell. It's funny to slag
I
off
seen
things.
Jason Cundy today say Arsenal's going to win the league.
Huh?
I seen Jason Cundy say Arsenal's going to win the league.
Forget all of them. Arteta, win the league. Because the first, I can't even focus on Jason Cundy. I'm on to Gary Neville. Gary Neville is who I want. I want his blood. Like, did you see, like, the life got, because obviously when I'm doing watch-alongs, I'm watching it on mute, but then I watch the games twice, and obviously the commentary's on, innit? You could watch the life leave his voice when Gabriel Magalhaes scored. Like, he just completely capitulated. You know, he had his drafts ready, his tactical analysis ready, and we just shot that out. I've overran the gal, so I'm going to let you get out of here, but before this, let's entertain this question. BG, appreciate you. Appreciate all the members and mods and long-term subscribers. Subscribe to Egal's channel. It's in the title. Question Egal/DG. If Gyökeres doesn't score against mid and low table teams, is he a flop? If he doesn't rise up 15 to 20 goals for me in the Premier League, he's flopped for this year for me.
No, he's not a flop. Because if he scores against those teams, they're gonna call him a flat track bully. So the agenda is gonna agenda either way. I think come the end of the season, Gyökeres is too good of a finisher not to get, would you say 10 to 15 goals in the
15
league?
to 20.
Oh, 15 to 20. Yeah, he could definitely get that. And
Prem.
I don't think
that's your business. You can do what you want, Gyökeres.
Yeah, there's gonna be a couple hat tricks for him this season, and when he does do that, people are gonna say, "Oh, he just got a hat trick versus this team or that team." And these are the perfect games. These games coming up, these are the games where we need to just use him as a battering ram to get those goals in at the end. And I'm kind of happy that Havertz is going to be back soon, but it's also been good that he had this run of games to get himself acclimatized to Arsenal, because now he's going to really start buying it in.
And as mad as it sounds, Kai, come and take Gyökeres' spot. Gyökeres, hold on to it. I want competition. Fight to the death.
Yeah, we're going to see them coming on a lot and scoring goals. You're going to see that a lot.
Fingers, toes, everything crossed. Whatever religion you lot are, people pray.
Flat track bully, because Mo Salah has been a flat track bully last season against a lot of the smaller teams. He bullied them, destroyed them, didn't care.
Let him be a flat track bully. If you score the goals and we win trophies, man, you can call him what the hell you want. Because some strikers that are legends, how many times did they get to, and I rate them highly, but how many times did they get 15, 20 league goals? Doesn't take anything away from these footballers. So it is what it is. As long as everybody plays their part.
Saka has more goals in the Champions League than Hazard now.
That's what I'm saying. So these things could, like, you can rub out legends and be silly with all of these footballers. That as long as you do what you need to do, and we, you know, wherever Arsenal fans you are, whether it's in the United Kingdom like me and Egal, or wherever you lot are in the world, people, let me know. We just want to win shit. Nobody cares, bro. No one cares. Last season we only had 3 points against West Ham, Fulham, and Brighton. That's our next upcoming game. Add Palace too.
Last season,
the players remember that, innit?
I don't know how to pronounce the name. What is that? Bayrose? Bayrose. I'll tell you, last season we lost to Newcastle. So
and Arteta spoke on using that as motivation.
And you know, based on what you just said, based on last season, we win our next game, we'll be 5 points ahead of what we were last season. We win the game after that, well, we will be 8 points ahead of what we had last season. We win our game ahead next after that. If we win our next 4 games, we will be a total of, what is that? What did I say? 8. We'll be 10 points ahead of what we were last season if we win our next 4 games. That means we could be potentially in the 80s, 85 plus points range automatically, just from those extra 10 points off last season, if everything else stays the same. And if I'm not mistaken, that was enough to win the league almost last season.
And all I got from that is game to game. Like, we can dream West Ham, Fulham, Palace, or whoever it is, just game to game. When we lose, don't get too excited and throw your toys out the pram. When we win, don't get excited. Let's just keep going, man. And I need another Liverpool.
I need to get this for you though. What do you think about the Arteta thing though, with the fighter pilots? I think he's a genius.
Egal, you know me, yeah. I think people are a bit disingenuous because people will sit there and go, "Oh my god, I don't want to hear about pickpockets and win the dog and the pilot thing." Like you said, I just want to win trophies. I hear that. I agree with that. But anybody that knows about sports psychology, building a team, even some people who don't know about sports, if you're working in management and you're building a team, all of that kind of stuff, like, it's actually, there's a method to the madness. I'm here for all of that, especially when he's talking about communication, and obviously to coach is to teach, innit? Obviously, you want to freshen things up. Why do you think these boys get buy so much into it? And he said it was 2 years ago. So I think personally, he's got on the phone, playing a bit of games, put a little story out, seeing who's a rat and whatnot. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. I know people are going to rub him out, and I will kind of as well, because for me, that's another thing that I like, but it's like all these things are geared towards winning, but actually winning. You've got to do that. That's calm. To some people, that pay bros, respectfully, to some people, it's going to be weird, but that's all about communication and sports psychology and galvanizing the boys. I've got no issue with that. My thing with Arteta is what you've done in the last 2 games. Create some chances, score some goals, find some balance, win me a trophy. Happy as Larry, we've got Super Mikel Arteta. Like, when we win, I'll give you a credit. When we lose, I have to ask questions or draw or whatever. I don't like. Life isn't simple, but I don't know why it's not that simple. It's just me personally.
Anyway, I got what I was looking for. You need to follow this account so you can do this yourself whenever you're on a stream. This is the points tally chart for last season compared to this season. And he has it for the beginning of the season. And as you can see, a lot of the games that we play at the beginning of the season were where we dropped the most points last year. The teams like Fulham, Palace, Chelsea, Brentford, Everton, Brighton, Villa. But if you look at the second half of the season, boy, all green. So I'm quite excited.
It's in our hands, man. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm everything in between, my boy.
Yeah, I'll send this to you so you can follow this account. It's pretty good.
Send that to me, man.
Anyways, but yeah,
send that to me, man. I've had you here too long, though. Let me let you get out of here, Gal, man.
No worries, man. I'm happy today, man. I'm good. I don't got nothing going on. I cleared my schedule so we could do this video. And yeah, man.
Hey, my guy.
Deluded, I appreciate it, man. You know what?
No, I appreciate it.
When we win, it's good moods. When we lose, nobody's happy. But you know what? Regardless, life goes on. You got to find a way to deal with it. And don't get yourselves too high after wins, like myself.
Find that zen.
Don't get yourselves too low after losses like we did against Liverpool, because it's just going to become a toxic wasteland. And when we lose, look out for the people who come out when we lose only. Don't speak when we win, because those are the people you need to cancel out of your life, because you don't need those negativity. You don't need that negativity.
And I always say, I don't tell you what to think, just think. You're allowed, you can be as positive or as negative as you want, but consider all the variables. Consider that it's not just you who knows. And also, there's another side to it. Like, you can be as positive as you want. You need to see the other side. You can be as negative and sack this guy and this one and that. At some point, you've got to move beyond that and find or look or attempt to look for solutions beyond the buzzwords, what's going to get clicks. But hey, every man and woman in this world, they've got free will. That's what God's given us. You lot do what you want. This is why I said to Egal earlier when we was talking, everyone just protect this, because I do think with us Arsenal fans at this point, if you lose it, it's because you're choosing to, innit? You know who is going to piss you off, and you know the publications on the skies and whatnot that are going to say nonsense. Just air it, man. But as I said, follow Egal's platform. It's on YouTube. It's always a pleasure here being in with him. Hopefully, whenever he's here, we're just talking about positives. But there's going to be twists and turns in the season. And we can't do it without you lot, man. You lot are the real stars in the chat. So, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, follow the channels. Egal, my boy, enjoy your afternoon. Up the Gunners, on to West Ham. People, we're out.
Done now.
Come on, save. You always just like